We've all heard of putting a supercharger in a car, but this presentation is about putting a supercharger in Civil 3D called Corridor EZ. So the point of Corridor EZ is, to produce a model and be able to quickly export that as a corridor feature. But for those who don't plan on even creating a corridor at the end, there's still a lot of power to boost your production using this tool set. So let's go ahead and get right into it. When you install Corridor EZ, it is going to create a new ribbon tab called Corridor EZ, and you'll see you got some commands in here, but the biggest thing is going to be this Corridor EZ tool space. This is really a huge game changer when it comes to this technology. So let's start from kind of top down. If I right click at the very top, you'll see that we have access to a bunch of different kind of settings and defaults. You can also import, even stuff like imagery. The next item down is going to be templates. So these are preloaded templates. Just imagine these are your templates that are preloading when you get ready to start doing anything with Corridor EZ. If I needed to make an edit to a template, I can simply right click and I can see all the parameters related. I can go and edit any of these parameters. There's also horizontal codes that are associated to it in the section. You can even right click and you've got, all of the same menu options that you have here on the side, all in a right click as well. So very, very powerful tool set. You can go through and cycle through different templates. You can click them from a list. There's just so much you can do in here that we can't cover in 10 minutes. So this is just a fantastic tool. I'm going to go ahead and just close out of this. The next thing to note is the alignments. The alignments that we're seeing here are the same as the alignments that you would find in Civil 3D. It's actually reading Civil 3D's alignments. And you'll notice too, as I hover over them, it highlights the alignment in the screen, which is a great visual feedback. I'm just going to go straight into Project Assist right now. So Project Assist. And the first thing that usually pops up is related to reporting, where you can put in your project name and description and all of that kind of stuff. I've already done that once in here before, so it's taking me right now to just alignment usage. So under here, this is the AI functionality. It predicts the name of your alignment and then decides how it's going to use the alignment. So again, you still got that hovering feedback. Now I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into confirm because it knows everything I want to use. And so now we've got a workflow manager. So in the workflow manager, you can do things such as, if you want to add a cul-de-sac, say I want to add a cul-de-sac right there, I can tick that on. You can make changes to your template if you need to. You've also got some, as you can see, these are related to my widening. So, how do you want to handle the design of your widening? So I'm just going to keep going through, and I do have one other road here. That's also going to require a cul-de-sac at the end. And then we've got some alignments not associated to the road, which would be like a road connection, islands. Notice that the elevations are going to be pulling from a kind of a target surface there. And then we've got stuff related to your auto curve returns. What is your curve return? Do you want your intersections to be, all crowned or all saddled? Or do you want specific quadrants of your intersection to be, crowned or saddled? So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and compute it. So as we watch everything build in, it's taking each road center line, applying that template to it. If it has widenings, it's going to go ahead and stretch that template to the widening. And now it's breaking in all the intersections. You can see that some surfaces are now populating. And some of the final stages of this is the cul-de-sac. So as we are seeing, it's just kind of doing some fine tuning on it. Now we can see the alignment showed up for the cul-de-sac. And then we've got another cul-de-sac that's going to be formed over here when it's completed. Yeah, so we got one down, and then we're looking at this other one. There it is. It cut that road out, but now we got contours in it. It's running the other one. So it's actually defining the alignment based on some defaults, and it's applying a template, and it's cutting it into the road. So all of the information here just got profiles generated, just like that. So let's take a look at the vertical grading on one of the roads so you can see how dynamic all that is. Here's the report that pops up. And the biggest thing to take away from this is it's step by step, and you've got video links on the side on how it would do each step. So you got e-learning right here off the report. All right, so if I go ahead and take a look now, I'm going to go to my road strings. I'm going to pull a road. If I look at the vertical grading, I can see that's based on this road. Shrink that down a little bit. Now, if I right click on this profile, I get access to the cross section. And if I zoom into it, I can see that I've got some feedback tracking here, and also I've got left and right tracking as well. If I decide to go ahead and make a change, I can click, say I want to add some fill. Once I drop that in, notice how the daylighting updates in plan, the model's changing, the sections are changing. You have all the tools here to detail design. Grid editor. So you can access elevation, stationing, grades. You've got everything really at your fingertips using these tools. All right, now what I want to do is go ahead and drop in, actually first, let's go ahead and export the surface. So I can choose to export to Civil 3D the island surface. So now I've got a Civil 3D surface. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and drop in the profile information. So I'm actually taking Corridor Easy's profile and I'm turning it into a Civil 3D profile. So I'm just going to plug in some parameters. I'm going to drop a location point and then go ahead and push that out. It's using your Civil 3D styles. So, but look how quick it dropped all those profiles in. And then the last thing that we want to do is go ahead and turn this data into a corridor. So if I go ahead and create corridor, I can choose what model that I want to show the corridor in. I'll do that one. I'll go ahead and create the corridor. And so it's gathering information off of the Corridor Easy data. We should start to see where some alignments will be formed to follow your pavement edge. Now it's asking to drop in the assemblies. So it's using the template codes and determining what kind of sub-assemblies are linked to it and building out your assemblies. Now you can see it's in the process of actually building out that corridor. So, some things that it's doing is it's taking a look at each of the alignments and looking at all the sampling that went along each one and tracking the frequencies, defining baselines, defining your regions. Is taking the assemblies, each one of these assemblies, and applying it to each of those regions that it's using. And this is just a great way to quickly push out a corridor model if that's what you're shooting for. If I didn't have any experience doing corridors, I can literally do this and I've got all my intersections would have a corridor. My cul-de-sacs would be made from a corridor. It's really incredible. So there it is. There's the corridor model. And so you can see how it handled, your cul-de-sac and how it's handling, your intersections. So fantastic tool. Hope you like to see more, and I appreciate I appreciate your time. Thank you.